All right. Hi, guys, and welcome to a demonstration friendly for the FundaesLiga Quiz League. And today's friendly features four quizzers who live from India, and they are Ajay Parasuraman, Preetham Upadhyay, Samanth Subramaniam, and Varun Rajiv. Some of them are familiar faces for you guys, and hopefully, some of them will become your friends through the course of the league when you take part against them in the future games. so for today's game, the rules are already mentioned in the FAQ document, which you guys hopefully have already read. But in case you haven't read, you can watch this quiz game and hopefully learn how this quiz works. The basics is that there are 64 questions in 8 rounds, 8 questions in each round, two for each person. And the unique thing about the MIMIR format is that if you get a question right or wrong on your pass, you accrue a bonus attempt. And this bonus attempt makes the passing sequence dynamic and will keep changing through the quiz. Keep watching and hopefully you enjoy. So Ajay, we'll start with you today. So it's two direct questions per person in each round. And we'll start with you. Your question number one. Before I start, I just want to say, on a direct, you have 30 seconds, and I will give you a warning when you have 10 seconds left. On passes, we are strict, 5 seconds only. Okay? And you can feel free to ask me for a repeat of a question at least once. But once somebody has given an answer, there will be no more repeats. All right. Ajay, question number one. Which famous museum has extensions in Lens, a town in the north of France, as well as in Abu Dhabi?
Louvre.
The Louvre is correct. And your second question. So you see the scorecard, it automatically has put Ajay in position one.
Just 1 second. You're not putting up any questions on the screen, is it?
Just for the sake of the flow of the quiz, we will not. But in case anybody needs it, we will be happy to paste it. Okay. Question two to Ajay. Ajay, Doordarshan's Gujarati language channel is named after which hill? Located near Junagadh, this hill is sacred to followers of Jainism.
Heckling is allowed.
Ideally not. Maybe today. 10 seconds for you.
What, Ajay?
चल रहा है अजय ये very हिंदी लाम पेश रहा है
यार
5 seconds Ajay. Okay, I'll have to pass you.
Mahavira Hill.
No, that's not right. Wrong. Preetham.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Samanth.
Pass.
Pass. And Varun.
The answer is not pass, right? Okay, no, pass.
Pass. Okay. So the answer was Girnar. Girnar.
Okay.
And
Junagadh came last.
Ajay, don't be like, oh, as though you had it at the tip of your tongue.
Girnar.
I've been there, Girnar. Oh my God.
Only Hindi speaking.
I'm Girnar kid. Shit.
So as you can see on the scorecard right now, because nobody got Ajay's questions right on this one, there's 1 X on the scorecard, which means nobody got that question right of Ajay's. So now we move to Preetham, who's player number 2. Preetham, your first question. After 32 seasons, which reality TV series about the police was cancelled by the Paramount Network in 2020? Its name is an expansion of the letter C in ACAB used widely during the Black Lives Matter protest.
I'll say CSI.
CSI is wrong. Samanth?
I'm going to say cops.
Cops is right, and that gets you on the points as well. Preetham, your second question. Which Prohibition-era cocktail was made with white rum, pineapple juice, grenadine, and maraschino liqueur, and was named for a pioneer in American cinema? It was created in the 1920s at the Hotel Nacional de Cuba, when the pioneer went to Havana with friends and business partners Charlie Chaplin and Douglas Fairbanks.
Could you repeat?
Sure. Which Prohibition-era cocktail was made with white rum, pineapple juice, grenadine, and maraschino liqueur, and was named for a pioneer in American cinema? It was created in the 1920s at the Hotel Nacional de Cuba when this pioneer went to Havana with friends and business partners Charlie Chaplin and Douglas Fairbanks. 15 seconds.
Mary Pickford.
Mary Pickford is right, and that's the end of your round. We go to Samanth. Samanth, in which novel that was made into a Netflix film in 2019 does Balram Halwai narrate his life story in a letter addressed to Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao? Balram's letter explains how he escaped.
White tiger.
That's right, the white tiger. I was going to say that Balram's letter explains how he escaped a life of servitude to become a successful businessman. Your next question, Samanth.
Samanth, can you please let him complete the question with, I think, more,
Viewer friendly for starters. Yes, Samanth, your next question.
viewer friendly. Thank you. Be inclusive there.
Samanth. He is the son of Aphrodite and Ares in Greek mythology. He used to slay his enemies by making a brave enemy turn coward. In Roman legend, he is considered the father of Romulus and Remus, Rome's founders. The source of a scary term, who is this?
Sorry, what did you say? The source of a?
Scary term.
Wait, what happens now if I attempt a guess on my own direct?
You have a free guess. You have a free guess.
Okay, that doesn't count as a try or whatever.
It doesn't count as a bonus attempt. 10 seconds.
I'll say Hermes or Mercury.
Hermes or Mercury is wrong. Varun.
Pass.
Varun passes. Ajay.
I'll pass as well.
Pass. Preetham.
I'll say Phobos.
Phobos, the source of phobia, is correct. That's 1 point to you. Now we move to the last player of this round, who is Varun, for your set of 2 questions. Varun. In chess, what name is given to a configuration of heavy pieces such as rooks or queens in a single file? The name is inspired by the term that refers to a grouped unit of artillery, missiles, and so on.
Barrage?
Barrage is wrong. Ajay?
I guess battery.
Battery is correct, just in the nick of time. It's battery. Next question to you, Ajay. I'm sorry, Varun.
Huh?
Varun,
Oh, okay.
Varun. Yeah. Varun. Richard Bass, 1929 to 2015, was the first man to complete the 7 summits, a challenge to reach the highest peak in every continent. The first summit he conquered was which highest mountain of North America? From 1896 to 2015, this mountain was named after the 25th President of USA, but has since been restored to its original name, a Koyukon Athabaskan word for high or tail.
The old name is Mount McKinley. Will that do?
Yeah, that we accept it. That's right. It's Mount McKinley or Denali. So that's the end of the first round. At the end of first round, we have a 3-way tie for first with Ajay, Preetham, and Samanth both on all 3 on 2 points. Varun with 1 point.
3-way.
You have your 3-way, it's fine.
Varun with 1 point, and we have Ajay, Preetham, and Samanth all with 3 bonus attempts, while Varun has 0. So you can see that before the start of the next round, Varun is actually first on the passing sequence because he has the lowest number of bonus attempts. Round 2 starts with Ajay again. Ajay. Literally the foremost of noble ladies, she came to the throne of Egypt in 1478 BC and officially ruled jointly with Thutmose III. Who is this, the 5th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of Egypt, famous for having sent a trading delegation to the land of Punt?
Nefertiti.
Nefertiti is wrong. Varun?
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Hatshepsut.
Hatshepsut is correct, and that gets you 1 point. Ajay, your next question. The menswear line of which eponymous fashion brand features a polo player who soon after became synonymous with the company?
சொல்றா க்ளோத்ஸ் எல்லாம் போட்டு இருக்க பெரிய சொல்றா.
Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren is correct. So you got one right.
He looked left towards his cupboard, browsing through his t-shirts.
He's giving some random heart signals to Shrestha also. He's sitting like this and I don't know what this is about.
Please give points.
Subliminal join our three-way.
So the next question now, set of questions for Preetham. Preetham, Gyanpith awardee Mahasweta Devi's historical fiction Aranyar Odhikar or Forest Rights is based on the life of which folk hero who lived from 1875 to 1900?
I'll say Birsa Munda.
That's correct, Birsa Munda. Your next question. In July 1957, which scientist made an appearance on the TV show I've Got a Secret? He appeared as a mystery guest whose secret was that he invented electronic television.
Say John Logie Baird.
That's wrong. Varun?
Ajay Farnsworth.
Yes, that's right. Again, in the nick of time, Philo Farnsworth is the correct answer.
Shresh, by the way, are these topical, the rounds, or is just mixed bag?
So I was hoping that you guys would figure it out yourselves. So there's 64 questions in 16 sort of quads. So there are 4 questions in each quad. And these 4 questions each of you will get 1 question in your direct, which is from the quad. You will figure out what the topics are as you see more questions. Okay. And one more thing I want to say is that everybody will get a level 1 question, that is easy question, and everybody will get a level 4 question. So what I mean to say is if there's a topic, say sports, if Ajay gets a level 1 and Varun gets a level 4, when it comes to another topic, say nature, Varun will get a level 1 and Ajay will get a level 4. So we've tried to equalize it to the best of our ability. And as I said, there's 16 mini topics or threads with which these questions are connected. Thanks for that question, Varun. I forgot, I did not mention that earlier. Samanth, now it's your question. As per the sports governing body, balls of only 2 colors are allowed for official play. The most popular ball color is optic yellow, first introduced in 1972 following research that they were most visible on television. Which sport are we talking about?
Sorry, trying to unmute. Tennis.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Tennis.
Yes, tennis or lawn tennis is correct. That's 1 point to you. Your next question. The name of this city is a variation of the Pashto word meaning fortress, Fortress. True to its etymology, the first European to visit it in 1828 described it as a mud-walled fort surrounded by 300 mud houses. Which city from the subcontinent is this?
Could you just repeat that?
Sure. The name of this city is a variation of the Pashto word meaning fortress. True to its etymology, the first European to visit it in 1828 described it as a mud-walled fort surrounded by 300 mud houses. Which city from the subcontinent is this? I'll have to hurry you for an answer.
Let's say Kabul.
Kabul is wrong. Varun?
Pass.
Pass. Ajay?
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Pass.
Pass. The answer was Quetta in Pakistan. So now we move to Varun. Varun, your set of 2 questions. I think this one's gone to the right person. In Hindu legends, which legendary rishi who is said to have authored or heard one of the Vedas was also the father of the sage Dadichi?
Rishi Varma.
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. In Hindu legends, which legendary rishi who is said to have authored or heard one of the Vedas was also the father of the sage Dadichi?
Vidvyas.
Wrong. Ajay?
I guess Vishwamitra.
Wrong. Samanth?
Atharva.
Atharvan is correct. That's 1 point to you. Varun, your second question. Band Aid, the charity supergroup, was founded in 1984 by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure. The single that marked its formation surpassed the hopes of the producers to become the Christmas #1 on its release that year, and also became the fastest selling single in UK chart history. Which single is this?
Do they know it's Christmas?
That's correct. So at the end of 2 rounds, let's have a look at the scores. We have Preetham and Samanth on a 2-way tie for first, and Ajay and Varun on a 2-way tie for third. Ajay, Preetham and Samanth have 2 bonus attempts. Varun has 1. And so you can see that Varun remains first on the pass sequence. Now we again go to Ajay for your questions. Ajay, which 2006 novel tells the story of the Biafran War through the perspective of Olana Ogwu and Richard? It takes place in Nigeria prior to and during the country's civil war from 1967 to 70, and in 2019 was ranked by The Guardian as the 10th best book since 2000.
Uh,
10 seconds.
Things Fall Apart.
Things Fall Apart is wrong. Varun.
Half of a Yellow Sun.
Half of a Yellow Sun is correct. Ajay, your next question. In 1906, who discovered that a bacteria that causes Rocky Mountain spotted fever is carried by a tick? He injected himself with the pathogen and unfortunately died in 1909 while investigating typhus in Mexico City with the causative organism now named after him. His name is not to be confused with that of a vitamin deficiency disease.
Ricketts.
That's correct. Howard Taylor Ricketts, after whom the family Rickettsia is named. Preetham, your 2 questions. Considering the ball used in this team sport, the sport's name is actually an anomaly. Like tennis, optic yellow is the preferred ball color in competitive play. The ball is built by bringing together 2 pieces of leather shaped like the figure 8, the number 8, and sewn together with red thread, with a core of cork and rubber. Which sport is this?
Could you repeat?
Sure. Considering the ball used in this team sport, the sport's name is actually an anomaly. Like tennis, optic yellow is the preferred ball color in competitive play. The ball is built by bringing together 2 pieces of leather shaped like the figure 8 and sewn together with red thread with a core of cork and rubber. Which sport? 10 seconds.
It's a softball.
Softball is correct. Your next question. The 5th mountain climbed by Richard Bass in his 7 Summits Challenge was which Antarctic mountain massif, 21 kilometers long and 13 kilometers wide? The massif was named in 1961 after Carl G. Blank, the US congressman from the state of Georgia, for his support of Antarctic exploration.
Vincent Massif.
That's correct, Vincent Massif. Samanth, your first question. Founded by a certain Julius II in the 16th century, which museum or group of museums is the 2nd most visited in Europe?
The Vatican Museums.
That is correct. Your next question.
On a Madri Pesara. Get your visa after Italy first.
Your next question. Which icon of Kannada cinema directed the Doordarshan show Malgudi Days, based on the works of R.K. Narayan? His older brother Anant also made multiple appearances in this TV serial.
That guy who looks like Udupa Shankar Nag.
That's correct. Shankar Nag it is.
Even
Now-
face is looking like Upa right now. With lockdown hair. Please continue.
Comments reserved. Now we go to
It's
Varun.
the opposite of the heart.
Varun, your first question. Which winner of the 2020 US Open wore masks bearing the names of victims of racial injustice, including Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, and George Floyd, during the matches to make people start talking?
Naomi Osaka.
That's correct. Your next question. Which cocktail, Puerto Rico's national drink, was created by bartender Ramon Monchito Marrero? According to Marrero, the ingredients for the cocktail's recipe, rum and strained pineapple, best reflected the essence of his country.
Lucky.
Wrong. Ajay?
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Say pina colada.
That is correct. Pina colada. So at the end of 3 rounds, we have Preetham taking the lead on 6, Samanth second, with 7, Samanth second with 6, Varun third with 5, Ajay with 4 points. So now Preetham has the most bonus attempts with 3, so he's last in the sequence. The other 3 have 2 bonus attempts. Now we go to Ajay again. Ajay, also called blind chess, which chess variant features gameplay where each player can only see their own pieces and not those of their opponent? The name literally translates to war game in German.
Guerre, like Guerre.
Wrong.
Guerre chess.
Samanth?
Kriegspiel.
Kriegspiel is correct. Now we go to Ajay once again. Ajay, the name of which administrative capital originates in the 13th century when a chieftain named Alagakonara built a water fortress in the shape of a triangle? This capital's name translates to the blessed fortress city of growing victory.
Can you spell out the name of the guy?
Alagakkonara. Alagakkonara. 10 seconds. Three seconds. We'll have to pass you. Varun. Varun's muted and he's passed. Preetham.
Say Antananarivo.
Not right. Wrong. Samanth.
Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte.
That's correct. Kotte or Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte of Sri Lanka. 1 second. Now we go to Preetham for your 2 questions. Preetham. Atya Guru Siddhba is the creator god and Pakhangba is the destroyer, who can take a serpentine form in which mythology from India? You can give one of at least 3 answers.
Could you repeat the names, please?
Atya Guru Siddhaba is the creator
Could you spell
god.
it?
Atiya space Guru space Sidaba is the creator god, and Pakhangba Pakhangba is the destroyer who can take a serpentine form in which mythology from India? You can give one of at least 3 answers.
I'll say this is the
10 seconds.
Garo.
Not right. Wrong. Varun. Pass. Ajay.
Pass.
Samanth.
Pass.
Pass. This is Meitei, Kanglei, or Manipuri. You could have accepted any one of those answers. Meitei. Preetham, your next question. What specific 1970s event connects the crowd noises on Aerosmith's cover of Train Kept a Rollin' and the album covers for the compilations Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2 and The History of Eric Clapton?
Repeat the question.
What specific 1970s event connects the crowd noises on Aerosmith's cover of Train Kept a Rollin' and the album covers for the compilations Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2 and The History of Eric Clapton?
Say Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle is wrong. Varun. Have to take an answer from you fast.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Ajay?
Pass.
Pass. Samanth? Pass. The answer is Concert for Bangladesh. The audio from Concert Bangladesh features in the Aerosmith song, and the pictures from that features on the Bob Dylan and Eric Clapton albums. Samanth, your questions. The bust of which queen is believed to have been crafted in 1345 BCE by Thutmose, found in his workshop in Amarna, Egypt? Currently on display at the Neues Museum in Berlin, she was queen of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt, the great royal wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten.
Nefertiti.
That's correct. Your next question. The founder of which high fashion brand chose Medusa as his company's logo because, according to the founder, Medusa made people fall in love with her and they had no way back. The founder hoped his company would have the same effect on people who wore his clothes.
Versace.
That's correct. And now we go to Varun. Varun, the award-winning film Pinjar is based on a novel by which Gujranwala-born poet and novelist who wrote in Punjabi and Hindi?
Check our archives, Varun.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, Varun.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. The award-winning film Pinjar, Pinjar in English, is based on a novel by which Gujranwala-born poet and novelist who wrote in Punjabi and Hindi? 10 seconds.
Ismat Chugtai?
Wrong. Ajay?
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Amrita Preetham.
That's correct. Namesake answer. Your next question, Varun. Varun, on the 2020 television series called Cosmos Possible Worlds, Sasha made an appearance as her grandmother, Rachel Gruber. Who is Sasha's illustrious father?
I just lost you. Could you just repeat the question?
On the 2020 TV series Cosmos: Possible Worlds, Sasha made an appearance as her grandmother, Rachel Gruber. Who is Sasha's illustrious father?
Stephen Hawking?
Hawking is wrong. Ajay?
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan is correct. So after the halfway stage, we have Samanth on 10, Preetham on 8, Varun and Ajay on 5 each. Preetham, the most bonus attempts of 5, Samanth on 4, Ajay on 3, and Varun on 2.
Will you reverse rounds?
No, there is no reverse. We just continue like this. Ajay, your questions. Which people's origin myths speak of how humans emerged from the egg of a goose and a gander, two birds which were created by the gods, with Thakur Dev being one of them? The people in question are found in Bengal, Odisha, and Jharkhand.
I guess Beals.
Bheels is wrong. Varun? Pass. Samanth?
What did Ajay say?
Bheels.
Beals.
Yeah, I have to hurry you for an answer.
I say bowls.
That's wrong. Preetham?
Say Santhals.
Santhals is correct. That's 1 point to you. Ajay, your next question. Reunited with Roger Waters for the first time in over 24 years, Pink Floyd dedicated Wish You Were Here to their absent former member Syd Barrett. Timed to precede an international summit held at the Gleneagles Hotel in Scotland in 2005, at what benefit concerts with a doubly appropriate name did Pink Floyd reunite?
Can you just repeat, Suresh? Voice broke up.
Reunited with Roger Waters for the first time in over 24 years, Pink Floyd dedicated Wish You Were Here to their absent former member Syd Barrett. Timed to precede an international summit held at the Gleneagles Hotel in Scotland in 2005, at what benefit concerts with a doubly appropriate name did Pink Floyd reunite? Ten seconds.
Could you repeat the question?
Reunited with Roger Waters for the first time in over 24 years, Pink Floyd dedicated Wish You Were Here to their absent former member Syd Barrett. Timed to precede an international summit held at the Gleneagles Hotel in Scotland in 2005, at what benefit concerts with a doubly appropriate name did Pink Floyd reunite? Ajay. Have to pass you.
European Union.
European Union is wrong. Varun. Passes. Samanth.
Live 8.
That's correct. Live 8, punning on G8 and Live Aid. Live 8 with the number 8. Now we go to Preetham. Preetham, your questions. A 41 BC meeting at Tarsus between a member of the Second Roman Triumvirate and a sovereign is commemorated with a structure named after the latter, with the meeting itself resulting in tragic romantic consequences for both. Who is the structure named after?
Sorry, could you repeat?
A 41 BC meeting at Tarsus between a member of the Second Roman Triumvirate and a sovereign is commemorated with a structure named after the latter, with the meeting itself resulting in tragic romantic consequences for both. Who is the structure named after?
Say Cleopatra.
Cleopatra is right. Cleopatra's Gate at Tarsus. Your next question, Preetham. In 1934, the logo for this fashion brand was first used when its gilded brass letters graced the central doorway of its store in Via Condotti. The brand's second letter was replaced with another letter in their logo. Since then, the trademark is written in the classical Latin alphabet and is a corruption of its Greek founder's surname. Which brand one letter removed from a country's name?
Can you repeat the question?
In 1934, the logo for this fashion brand was first used when its gilded brass letters graced the central doorway of its store at Via Condotti. The brand's second letter was replaced with another letter in their logo. Since then, the trademark is written in the classical Latin alphabet and is a corruption of its Greek founder's surname. Which brand one letter removed from the country's name? Preetham, 5 seconds.
Gucci.
Wrong. Varun?
Bulgari.
Bulgari is correct. Samanth, we go to you for your directs. Samanth, which author of the novel Zindagi Nama is as of today the most recent woman writer to receive a Gyanpith Award? She was given this honor in 2017.
Say Bapsi Sidhwa.
Wrong. Varun? Passes. Ajay?
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Pass.
Pass. This is Krishna Sopti. Samanth, your next question. Whose mother, Jacqueline Jenkins, was a code cracker during World War II? Much before his appearances on television, he himself worked at Boeing Corporation and also saved the world, according to the title of a 2017 Netflix series.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Whose mother, Jacqueline Jenkins, was a code cracker during World War II. Much before his appearances on television, he himself worked at Boeing Corporation, and according to a Netflix 2017 Netflix series, also saved the world.
Also, what? What the world?
Saved. S-A-V-E-D.
Oh. Bill Nye, the science guy.
That's right. Bill Nye is correct. And now we move to Varun for your questions. Varun. In chess, it is a checkmate position where the king is blocked on both sides by its own rooks. What is such a checkmate called, named due to resemblance to an ornamental part of military uniform?
Epaulette checkmate or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Epaulette mate or epaulette checkmate. Your next question. Lying on both the Buregreg River and the Atlantic Ocean, which capital city derives its name from the Arabic word for an Islamic base or fortification? Despite being only the 7th largest city in its country, it is the national capital and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in its entirety.
Could you repeat the question?
Lying on both the Buregreg River and the Atlantic Ocean, which capital city derives its name from the Arabic word for an Islamic base or fortification? Despite being only the 7th largest city in its country, it is the national capital and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in its entirety.
Could you spell the river, please?
B-O-U space R-E-G-R-E-G. 10 seconds.
Istanbul.
Istanbul is wrong. We move to Ajay.
Pass.
Pass. Preetham.
Pass.
Pass. Samanth.
Pass.
Pass. This is Rabat from the Islamic, the word Ribat meaning fort. Rabat, Morocco, of course. Now we go to 5 rounds done. Here are the scores. Samanth on 12, Preetham on 10, Varun on 7, Ajay on 5. Preetham and Samanth have 6 bonus attempts. Ajay has 3 and so does Varun. Ajay, your direct's coming up. Created in California, this rum-based cocktail uses curacao liqueur, orgeat syrup and lime juice and is said to be a quintessential drink in Hawaiian, Polynesian and Oceanic culture. The name is believed to be taken from a single Tahitian word for excellence, although it is usually spelled with 2 words. Which cocktail?
Pass.
Pass, okay. Varun? Passes. Preetham?
Pass.
Pass. Samanth? Samanth passes. The answer is Mai Tai. M-A-I-T-A-I. Your next question, Ajay. The first book in which series was developed as a fan fiction series, originally titled Master of the Universe and written under the pen name Snow Queen's Ice Dragon. According to market research group NPD, this was the best-selling book of the 2010s in the USA.
Sorry, could you repeat?
The first book in which series was developed as a fan fiction series, originally titled Master of the Universe and written under the pen name Snow Queen's Ice Dragon. According to market research group NPD, this was the best-selling book of the 2010s in the USA. Ajay, 5 seconds.
I don't know. Hunger Games.
Hunger Games is wrong. Varun?
Twilight.
Twilight is wrong. Preetham?
Pass.
Pass. Samanth? Pass. This is, Varun, do you know the answer now? This is
50 Shades of
50
Grey.
Shades of Grey.
yes, 50 Shades of Grey is right. Which
Yes,
started
fucking
off,
Varun confused me also. You're
yeah. Of
This
course,
is what happens when I'm looking at 2 screens at the same time.
of course, 50 Shades of Grey was started off as a Twilight fan fiction, which I guess what confused Varun. Preetham, your questions. It was only as a 96-year-old in 2016 in a senior assisted living center in Cincinnati that he carried out the procedure for the first time in a get-together for meals in a communal dining room. The beneficiary was fellow resident 87-year-old Patty Riss. What eponymous procedure is this?
The Heimlich maneuver.
That's correct, the Heimlich maneuver. Your next question. Balls in which sport? I'll just wait for Varun for a sec before I continue. Yeah, Preetham. Balls in which sport have colored dots on them, with each having different characteristics? Balls with blue dots are fast with very high bounce. Red dots indicate medium speed with high bounce. Yellow dots indicate slow speed with low bounce, while double yellow dots signify extra slow speed with very low bounce.
It's a squash.
Squash is correct. And we move to Samanth. Samanth. The third mountain climbed by Richard Bass in his 7 Summits Challenge was which mountain, the highest in Europe? Although its name has some etymological connection with an Iranian mountain range, the names of the two should not be confused.
Erebus.
Wrong. Ajay? Have to
Pass.
pass you. Varun?
Mont Blanc.
Wrong. Preetham?
Elbrus.
Elbrus is right. Elbrus. Not Erebus. Samanth, your next question. A museum located at Ypres, YPRES, a museum located at the Ypres Cloth Hall is dedicated to the First World War and takes its name from a famous rondo written by a Canadian soldier and surgeon. What is this museum called?
In Flanders Field Museum.
That's correct, in Flanders Field. Now we go to Varun. Varun, the Doordarshan, the Doordarshan serial Hum Log was based on a telenovela named Ven Conmigo, which translates to Come With Me in English. This was a show from which Latin American country?
Mexico.
That's correct. Your next question. Aag Ka Darya is an Urdu masterpiece often compared to Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude for its sheer scope. Which Gyanpith awardee was the author of this book? Her second name means lion or brave in English.
This is what
Her second name means lion or brave in English.
Sorry, in Arabic. I'm so sorry. In Arabic. Varun, you may have another guess if you want.
Is this Ismat Chugtai?
Wrong. Ajay? Pass, Ajay.
Yes, Shergill.
Shergill is wrong. Samanth?
It says Kuratulain Haider.
That's correct. Kuratullin Haider is correct. Now, that's 6 rounds done. We have Samanth with a slender lead on 14, Preetham on 13, Varun on 8, Ajay on 5, Preetham and Samanth with 7 bonus attempts, Varun with 5, and Ajay with 4. Ajay. The Big Bang, Black Holes and Beyond, and 4 other titles were the episodes of an astronomical documentary series featuring whose name in its title?
Could you repeat, Seth?
The Big Bang, Black Holes and Beyond, and 4 other titles were the episodes of an astronomical documentary series featuring whose name in its title?
Hawking.
Hawking is correct. Your next question. In its early days, this sport essentially used elephant tusks as material for balls in the form of ivory. Later, celluloid, the material used in movie making, was briefly used, while today phenolic resin is the preferred option. Which sport is this that at most can have 22 balls at play at one time?
Snooker.
That's correct. Now we move to Preetham. Preetham, which major capital city is the birthplace of Marie Antoinette, Lisa Meitner, and Hedy Lamarr, and derives its name from the Celtic words for white fort?
Could you repeat?
Yeah. Which major capital city The birthplace of Marie Antoinette, Lisa Meitner, and Hedy Lamarr, derives its name from the Celtic words for white fort.
I'll say Vienna.
Vienna is correct. Your next question. Which of Lord Vishnu's 10 avatars made an appearance in the Dwapara Yuga? As per legend, this period lasted about 864,000 years.
I'll say Krishna.
Krishna is correct. Samanth. Which country's biblical famine was first documented by Michael Bourke of the BBC News in 1984, who described it as the closest thing to hell on earth? The 1985 Live Aid concert was subsequently conceived by Geldof and Ur as a follow-on to the 1984's Do They Know It's Christmas?
Ethiopia.
That's correct, Ethiopia. Your next question. The modern constellation named for a historic person commemorates, I'll restart. The only modern constellation named for a historic person commemorates the ruling queen of Cyrenaica and queen and co-regent of Ptolemaic Egypt from 246 BC to 222 BC, 222 BC. The constellation's name memorializes a legend concerning her sacrificed lock. Which Ptolemaic queen is this, sharing her name with a French-Argentine actress from the movie The Artist?
Say that again. Can you just repeat the first part a bit?
Yeah. The only modern constellation named for a historic person commemorates the ruling queen of Cyrenaica and queen and co-regent of Ptolemaic Egypt from 246 BC to 222 BC. The constellation's name memorializes a legend concerning her sacrificed lock. Which Ptolemaic queen is this, sharing her name with a French-Argentine actress from the movie The Artist?
So if I just give you the artist woman's name, that's enough. It's the same name.
Yes, that's correct.
Berenice.
Berenice is correct. Berenice acceptable. Berenice the second is also acceptable.
Bayo, on the other hand,
Varun. Which largely menswear brand's logo displays both its American background and its nautical spirit? The color scheme reflects America, while in the International Code of Signals, displaying red and white flags in a maritime context translates to the letter H, which ties up well with the brand's name.
Tommy Hilfiger.
That's correct. Your next question. The English name, museums known as the Thyssen and the Reina Sofia forms 2/3 of the Golden Triangle of Art, along with an extremely famous museum, all located close to each other. Which European capital are they all located in?
Istanbul.
Wrong. Ajay?
Srish, could you just repeat the names, the two names? Sorry.
Reina
Reina
Sofia
Sofia
and Thyssen. 5 seconds.
Pass.
Pass. Preetham?
Madrid.
Madrid is correct. So with one round to go, the scores are 16 all for Samanth and Preetham. Ajay on 7, Varun on 9, Preetham with 8 bonus attempts, Varun with 5, and Ajay with 4. I'm just pausing for a second. Okay, so with one round to go, we continue. The first question is for Ajay. Ajay, your last of your two directs. The English name for which chess piece is named as the equivalent of an elephant in other languages? Examples include alfil in Arabic and slon in Russian, both of which refer to the elephant.
Can you just repeat?
The English name for which chess piece is named as the equivalent of an elephant in other languages? Examples include alfil in Arabic and slon in Russian, both of which refer to the elephant.
I'll say rook.
Rook is wrong. Varun? quickly passes. Okay, Samanth passes. Preetham,
I'll say knight.
knight is wrong. The answer is bishop. Next question is for Ajay again. Ajay, the fourth mountain climbed by Richard Bass in his 7 Summits Challenge was which dormant volcano in Tanzania? Africa's tallest mountain and the tallest single freestanding mountain in the world.
Ngorongo.
Wrong. Varun? Pass. Samanth?
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro is correct. Preetham, we move to you for your last 2 direct questions. While Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian stepped down and urged that a black candidate takes his place, Greg Glassman, the founder of which branded fitness regime, claimed that none of his staff was mourning for Floyd and that there was no reason to do so apart from it being the white thing to do.
I'll say CrossFit.
CrossFit is correct. Your next question. This cocktail with white rum, sugarcane juice, lime juice, soda water, and mint is one of 2 favorite drinks consumed by author Ernest Hemingway. Some claim it gets its name from a Cuban lime-based seasoning used in local dishes. Others claim it derives from Spanish for a little wet. Which cocktail is this?
Could you repeat?
This cocktail with white rum, sugarcane juice, lime juice, soda water, and mint is one of 2 favorite drinks consumed by author Ernest Hemingway. Some claim it gets its name from a Cuban lime-based seasoning used in local dishes. Others claim it derives from Spanish for a little wet.
I'll say mojito.
Mojito is correct. Now we move to Samanth. Samanth, what recurring role did voiceover artist Harish Bhimani play over the course of a certain Doordarshan serial's 94 episode run in the late 1980s?
This is Samai in the Mahabharata.
Samay is good enough. That's all I wanted. Your next question. This physician helped set up the Medical School of Hanoi in 1902 and was its first director. A pioneer in the cultivation of rubber trees imported from Brazil into Indochina, he also tried to acclimatize the quinine tree, which produced the first known effective remedy for malaria in Asia. Who is he, the discoverer of the source of a deadly triad or troika, which is named in his honor?
Can you say that again, the last bit?
Who is he, the discoverer of the source of a deadly troika or triad or triplet, which is named in his honor?
This is the bubonic plague guy. Yersin, Alexander Yersin.
Yersin is correct. That's correct. And Varun, your question, the last 2 of the game. Varun, last 2 questions of the quiz. Here's question number 1. Blank Must Fall was a movement started in 2015 to advocate the demolition of whose statue at a university in South Africa. It later spread to the UK, where a prestigious award is instituted in his name.
Rhodes.
Rhodes is correct, Cecil Rhodes. And the last question of the quiz. Which memoir, later developed for television, details the events that occur as a result of author Piper Kerman's involvement with a former friend, lover, and drug smuggler? Writer Jessica Gross argued that the book belongs to a genre where women from privileged social classes enter situations which are considered degrading.
Could you repeat the question?
Which memoir, later developed for television, details the events that occur as a result of author Piper Kerman's involvement with a former friend, lover, and drug smuggler? Writer Jessica Gross argued that the book belongs to a genre where women from privileged social classes enter situations which are considered degrading. Ten seconds.
Weeds.
Wrong. Ajay?
Us.
Pass. Samanth?
Orange is the new black.
That is correct, and that brings us to the end of the quiz. Winning the game today is Samanth with 20 points, getting 12 of his own questions right and 8 bonus attempts converted. Coming second is Preetham with 18, who got 11 of his own correct answers and 7 bonus attempts. Third today is Varun with 10, who got 7 of his own correct answers and 3 bonus points conversions. And coming today fourth is Ajay Parasuraman with 7 points, with 5 own attempts correctly answered and 2 bonus attempts. So I hope that demonstration video cleared all your doubts of how this league might work. And once again, I'd like to thank the 4 participants, Ajay, Samanth, Preetham, and Varun, for taking their time out today and joining us in this quiz. Thank you.